Beauty founders, if your beauty brand is driving revenue but growth feels stuck, you're probably reinvesting in the wrong things. Today, I'm breaking down where to reinvest profits so that every dollar actually fuels smart, sustainable growth. I'll share the biggest reinvestment mistake I see founders make and 3 high ROI areas that will help you scale your brand faster and with less waste. I'm Catherine, founder of Atelier Sky and creator of Beauty Launch Atelier, where I help indie beauty founders scale smarter with strategic growth systems. And if you haven't already, be sure to grab your free mini beauty launch audit worksheet linked below. It's the perfect tool to help you decide what deserves reinvestment and what doesn't. For today's topic, let's jump right in, shall we? If you watched last week's video on how to scale from 10K months to 100K months, you'll know that I'm a big believer in clarity before reinvestment. So today we're getting into the details, where to reinvest profit if you want your next launch to be your biggest yet. Once your beauty brand hits the 10K to 20K month mark, you arrive at an inflection point. You can either plateau because you are reacting to growth, or you can scale strategically by reinvesting wisely. Today, we're talking about how to reinvest your profits the right way. And I'll also break down where to put them so that you're fueling long-term growth versus short-term wins. In my experience, the number one mistake I see some founders make is reinvesting too quickly or too reactive or too emotionally. They might buy inventory they don't need, adding way too many of the wrong SKUs in a given calendar year, or their launch calendar is overly ambitious with numerous products launching that aren't given the proper launch momentum to gain traction. I've also seen founders rush into agencies to manage channels that they don't yet need, or rush into adding new tools to their tech stack, which actually cannibalize each other with a bloated tech stack, or even overspend on aesthetics before systems, just to name a few. The truth? Your first profits are fuel. They should buy you data, clarity, and leverage, not chaos. Here are 3 smart reinvestment buckets: marketing systems and content assets, inventory and supply chain stability, and founder capacity and operations. Let's break these down. Number 1, marketing systems and content assets. Beauty founders, you don't need to double your ad spend just yet. You need to refine your clarity. Reinvest in brand storytelling, messaging, and content systems that build authority and awareness. Think along the lines of content templates, strategy sessions, or your next integrated campaign plan. Audit your current assets to see what's resonating. Are they actually resonating with the consumers you are targeting vis-a-vis your audience personas? Or are there other audiences that the content is resonating with, a secondary persona that you hadn't considered? Because perhaps your products actually have a secondary use case that you hadn't thought about. Take the time to audit. It'll give you massive clarity. Number 2, inventory and supply chain stability. Secure what's working well and double down on that. If you have bestsellers, terrific. Pause, resist the urge to expand. Don't expand just yet. Instead, reinvest in keeping your hero SKUs fully stocked and optimized. Focus on renegotiating with your suppliers or investing in packaging upgrades that reinforce your value. That's smart investing. Number 3, founder capacity and operations. For this, invest in your own bandwidth. Perhaps that might look like hiring a VA or upgrading your tech stack, not bloating it, but upgrading it intentionally. Or the time might be right to bring on a fractional CMO that can take on your strategic marketing priorities or build and lead your marketing team for long-term success. Scaling isn't about doing more things, it's about doing the right things more efficiently and more intentionally. And by the way, if you're enjoying this content, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the weekly framework, strategies, and tips I share for you, beauty founders, to help you scale your brands faster and smarter. If you're tracking 10K months in revenue, here's a breakdown on how I'd allocate 10K in profit this quarter for smart growth. And by the way, I'm using 10K in profit for simplicity. 40% inventory and fulfillment to ensure you can meet demand reliably. 30% marketing and strategy, ads, campaigns, creative PR, or whatever is driving results. 20% brand building, content, systems, innovation, pipeline, team support, and etc. 10% founder growth and testing, coaching, experimenting with new channels, or testing small pilot programs or campaigns. Implementing this breakdown will give you stability and momentum without draining your growth capital. The key here, treat your profits like fuel. It's what powers your next stage, not free cash to spend. So, beauty founders, before you spend another dollar, take a pause and ask yourself, is this building a system or filling a gap? If you're ready to get clear on where your brand is strong and where it needs to focus, be sure to grab my free mini beauty launch audit worksheet linked below. It'll show you exactly which areas to double down on before you reinvest. Beauty founders, as a parting note, always remember that scaling doesn't start with money alone. It starts with clarity, mastery, and knowing exactly where to focus next. If you're ready to take control of your growth and translate early wins into scalable, repeatable growth, join the waitlist to my upcoming course From Scrappy to Strategic, limited to 20 indie beauty entrepreneurs, and the first cohort will enjoy early access pricing, a step-by-step go-to-market framework, and live group guidance to help you scale your brand strategically. It's launching in December, but you'll go at your own pace once you join. Reserve your spot today. All details linked below. Next week, we'll talk about how to build repeatable systems that create consistent sales, the kind of growth that compounds month after month. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you and see you in the next.